Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships for a live commentary video. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's for a few reasons, which hopefully I'll do more into the future following this. But we're going to be diving into this randoms battle arms race here in Northern Waters with the Montana. And I cannot tell you the last time that I've played the Montana, the Tier 10 American battleship with her brilliant 12, 4, and 6mm guns, as we're running the aiming systems in the 6th slot for even more accuracy, that additional dispersion buff that we're getting. Just running the normal permanent camouflage. I have a pretty standard build that I'm running here as well on Montana. And actually tomorrow I'll do an upgrade commander build video, 2025 edition here on the Monty. Some different things you can do. I'm not running Halsey or one of the seasoned commanders. I just have a standard 21 point commander on here with no enhanced skills or, nothing like a Halsey talent here. Just because there's a lot of American ships that I have more of those other commanders on, such as Vermont or Jacksonville, Des Moines even though I really play sailing much more than Des Moines now. But with that being said, we're going to sail the seas and see how it goes. I haven't played Montana a lot. I think she's still probably all around a solid tier 10 battleship in the game in terms of balancing. I think the thing that's difficult for Montana these days is that there's just so much competition among other tier 10 battleships, whether we're talking about the Libertad, experimental ships. You have all these boats with their different gimmicks. You have submarines, you have hybrids, you have Dutch airstrikes. You just have all these things. I think this makes life a little more difficult for Montana compared to when I first started playing the game back in the fall of 2019. So this game is actually pretty favorable for us. There's no destroyers. When we look at the matchmaking, no destroyers. There's a submarine, and the submarine is over there. We're looking at the mini-map, F3. So really, it's more of a cruiser and battleship game. This actually would have been good for the leaderboard for Varese if I had been had that ship queued up. But the other thing I haven't played with on Montana since is also having the Charlie Kilo, where you have over 100,000 hit points. I'm used to 96,300 hit point Montana. That's just not the case here. So Essex is smoking up his friends, perhaps, or maybe it's the Neptune that's here. I see a Metz over here. Arce Young's having a smoke up. Oh, I hope that stayed locked on. Is that the Siegfried? Yeah, it's 18,000. We're probably going to take a little chunk of damage here. 9,000, but we're going to turn out. We don't really have any torpedo threats, so this is actually going to be quite a comfortable game outside of the aircraft carrier. I want to see if he's going to be tempted to shoot. I think he was avoiding the deep water torps with his hydro. We might be able to bait him here. We can fire our rear turrets on the Metz, and then he might... Sometimes players, they see a battleship shoot, and then they're like, oh, they fired all their main battery guns, and no, that's not the case. So Montana, you get your 12 406s, and actually I'm running the A combat signal as well, because I figured that would probably be better to run here. But we get 12 406s, pretty competent. It's... is this technically heavy AP you get here? Kind of spacing that now. So I think we can actually overmatch the bow of the Metz, which is why you saw that 10k salvo just from 6 406s. I really want to get my main battery on the Metz, but I want to see where Siegfried's at before I just kind of show too much side. But typical, I think Montana works really well at the mid to long range game. You don't really want to be pushing in close. Like when I say mid range for high tier, I'm usually referencing 12 to 15, which fits quite well. I mean, we have a 14 conceal. He's going out. Vermont's actually pretty chunky, so we can actually get a lot of damage here, possibly. I'll even zoom in, and then I'm going to re-accelerate here. I think he killed his speed a little. 14k. But it's one of the things that's nice about Montana is just it's consistent in terms of the damage she can dish out as long as you're decent at aiming. Although the Sejong's kind of playing with fire here. This Siegfried, we're kind of noticing player habits here. This Siegfried has what I call donut syndrome, where he keeps constantly showing broadside because he keeps doing donuts and circles. So I could shoot now, but I'm kind of waiting for him to just go broadside again, to be honest. And I could be wrong now about it. I could shoot the Vermont again. Let's just go ahead. We'll go bow in on the Siegfried for now. Right now we've got a 26.6 second reload time. Yeah, not bad. Sometimes after you fire, then they end up going broadside. Siegfried, he doesn't have any torps, so we're not really worried about him pushing in. Yeah, so here comes Donut Syndrome again. We're going to pop Spotter Plane just so we can see him a little more comfortably. Right when we needed to pop the shot off. Yeah, there we go. I just want to try to drop the salvo a little more accurately this time. Yeah, we found a Citadel. So, Donut Syndrome, folks. Like, you have players who have a hard time. Like, have you noticed how we've been playing? Like, we've literally just been kind of sitting here angled and not spinning around in circles. Because there's really no need for us to do that. Okay, you're dead now. There's no need for us to kind of be spinning around circles. We can just sit here idle. A lot of players struggle with the concept of just sitting still and just working your throttle. Like, here we're really comfortable to kind of sit angled in because we don't have, like, Dutch airstrikes or this massive torpedo threat because there's no destroyers. So this is actually really favorable matchmaking. I'm kind of hoping the Mets pops out again, broadside to us. You know, if I had torps, I'd switch that just to kind of see which way he's going. The Adatata is overextending. I had to be mindful I get caught out here and be showing a lot of broadside to Vermont. So I'm going to keep trying to turn further. I'm just trying to see what's happening with my teammates here. So we're going to keep waiting. The Sejong's trying to get eyes maybe on the Mets. If not, we'll go for the Adatata. What does the video say? I wasn't trying to sequential fire that. I was just a little slow with my clicking. Yeah, not bad. Napoli. At least the Mets is being mindful of his positioning. So a lot of times you see cruiser players kind of forget about the battleship lingering on their side. I don't mind. I'm probably going to go... This Fedese wants to push in. We're going to do this. Press C. We can see our forward main battery is still going to hit the island right here. And he's kind of angling out. I think he's turning back in. Now we're going to go forward. We want to go brawl with the Vermont. Fedese does have a vulnerable broadside if you land it well. Yeah. You might have a powerful heal, but... Let's see. Let's keep an eye on what Vermont's doing. So a lot of, like, the battleship playstyle of, like, let's say something like Montana, and, I mean, Vermont's even more extreme in that category, where you're just trying to pay attention to broadside opportunities. That's really what it comes down to with Monty. Like here, Vermont's going broadside again. He's probably trying to slow down to avoid the torps, so we drop the shot back. I'm trying to go back in and angled. Yeah, 46,000. Having a really good game. I was like, playing Resist the Future, whatever we got, but like, this is really good. Our team's done really well on the other flank, so that's really helping us to play passively. Now we're going to reload before Vermont does, and we can actually just go for that bow gravy, because we overmatched the bow, but I don't... that's going to hit. Yeah, it's not so great. I mean, if anything, Vermont's... Yeah, well, he just got clapped by Malta. Would want to get a ram in on us. We're going to kind of angle a little more here. He went for the superstructure shot. Don't know if that was the best decision for him. We might get the kill here on him. Oh, can we get a double strike? I don't know if I can get my rear turrets off fast enough on Mets. Nope. Musashi just said no. And there's still an Essex back there. Wow, it's like 214,000 damage. I wasn't expecting a high damage game. One of the weaknesses with the boat is she has a really poor rudder shift, kind of among the worst. So that sucks. So a lot of the other battleships are just much better. There's an Irresistible out here, so I'm trying to be mindful. And you have a lot more battleships in the game now, even in terms not of just the rudder shift time, but of terms of concealment. There's a lot of other battleships in the game now that just, you know, Irresistible spotting me, and I can't spot him. That just do you. I should already heal. I don't know why I'm being slow about that, because the CV is going to start focusing us. Who are just better in the... Oh, is he AFK? Am I crazy? I thought I saw him moving earlier. Maybe he's AFK. His rear battery turrets are facing directly backwards. That means he's AFK. He's not even logged in. So I can give him broadside. We're going to go for the bow. And CV's charging in. Prioritizer AA. High caliber. If he sets another fire, we'll DCP, but... Oh, come on! Could have had such a bigger game. Yeah. So it's just really like passive playstyle. I'll do a full upgrade commander build video tomorrow, and I'll still go ahead and show you like what I have. This was only like a 13-minute game, like really short. So 244,000 damage, 100 shell hits, 7 aircraft shot down despite being repeatedly striked. That's how it goes, even though Montana does have stronger AA. But we got the expert efficiency grade badge, high caliber. That was a really good game. A lot of damage to farm just because, again, like this was pretty privileged matchmaking in the fact that there's just no destroyers, which is crazy because yesterday when I was playing, I was having double submarines and up to 5 destroyers. So it's like 7 ships you don't regularly get to shoot at. So there's a lot of damage to farm on the board. So 2,550 base XP for not touching Montana in a really long time. Granted, we had donut syndrome happening a little bit, particularly with the Siegfried. Took 104,000 damage. Yeah, and our team was really good, so... Yeah, how long was that game? Not even barely 11 minutes. And we didn't even fire high explosive at all that game either. I would sometimes load it with DDs, but mainly with Montana, I usually focus more on armor piercing because the 4.6s are really nice. So if I just kind of, you know, this is what I'm running, and I'll give you the full rundown tomorrow and upgrade commander build video. But then this was just my normal like 21 point build. I like to have my DCP and repair parties off faster. The only thing in short that I might consider like switching out here is give up basics to survivability to get improved repair party readiness. Just as you take potential damage, you will have a faster cooldown on the repair party, and you'll get or even pop another heal. I have more inclined for basic survivability, but it's still a really great choice on Montana. I mean, there's so much damage farming in the game anymore among like cruisers and DDs and gimmick battleships that farm you, and you know, Dutch airstrikes, all that. So that really can spike your potential damage, especially the Dutch airstrikes. But with this, like of max fire duration with my entire build is only like 34.7 seconds, and flooding is 23.1. With this all said and done. So yeah, so that's what it is. So it's a nice little like Montana game in 2025. I felt like matchmaking definitely blessed us on that. But Montana, it's like I said at the start, like she's still a great battleship, like in terms of like I think she's quite balanced, but I think you know, just from this one game, don't take it as Montana is like this brilliant, amazing, overpowered battleship, even though we had, 240,000 damage or whatever it was. Like, we got really favorable with the matchmaking there. Like, matchmaking was kind for us to, like, let us kind of just sit there and not do much. But that's like the beauty of when you kind of master, and I'm not saying I've mastered it, but I feel like I'm pretty good at it in terms of the positioning, and just like, hey, we don't really have to do a whole circus of donuts and kiting and pushing in, kiting and pushing in. Like, we can just chill and farm, and we worked the angle. We opened up some broadsides with the Adatara, the Varese, Siegfried, Donut Syndrome, Vermont, maybe not so much Donut Syndrome there, and just relying on a consistent 406mm performance, especially with the Artillery Body Mirror Mod 2, to help with that dispersion. So yeah, so that being said, if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you have subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Until next time, take care.